What is good for the world of finance is not necessarily good for the world of medicine. Two separate pharma deals have been announced in the last 7 days, and they have major repercussions for the world of pharma. In one deal, GlaxoSmithKline is to take over the vaccines division of Swiss drug maker Novartis. Novartis is to pay $16 billion to Glaxo for its oncology division, and Eli Lilly is to pay $5.4 billion to Novartis for its animal health division. Now, different drug companies have their own specializations, and this whole structure and deal makes sense because different companies are trying to focus on different areas of medicines for which they have scale. For example, Novartis, by paying $16.4 billion to Glaxo, is trying to focus now on its oncology division and is weeding out the vaccines division to GlaxoSmithKline, in which Glaxo has a better specialization. So different companies with different specializations are doing different things, and this deal makes really good sense. And Eli Lilly is obviously paying $5.4 billion to Novartis for its animal health division. And Eli Lilly is trying to focus on the animal health division as a part of its other drugs which it is producing. In another deal, you find something which pleases Wall Street more than it pleases the world of pharma. In this deal, there is a bid for Allergan, the Botox maker, by Valiant. This deal is being made by hedge fund managers and other people who are, as per their prior track record, more interested in cutting costs, reducing R&D expenses, or rather doing the same R&D at a much lower cost, and trying to focus on things which can be produced more cheaply. This can be extremely beneficial to the shareholders of companies. Valiant over the last few years has acquired over 38 companies, among them being Bosch and Lomb, the lens maker. These deals can be very juicy for the shareholders because they are stripping off the assets, they're cutting the costs, the R&D, improving the bottom line and the profitability of these companies. But does this result in enhanced research and development? The world of pharma is currently starving of good products, of good drugs, drug discovery, because there are not as many drugs in the pipeline. And this is what these companies are struggling to find. And the world of medicine is also struggling because not only these drugs which are currently existing are facing patent expiration and competition by the generic drug makers, but also they are facing the problem of no new drugs in the pipeline. For this, increased expenditure on R&D is essential rather than the case of Valiant, which is going to try and strip assets of companies like Allergan and not being able to contribute to making any specialized new drug discoveries. So, what is good for the world of finance is not necessarily good for the world of medicine and healthcare, is aptly illustrated by this by these two deals which have been announced over the last 1 week. So, what would be good for the shareholders is not good for the world of healthcare, and how the two expectations can match and be beneficial to the society as a whole is something which falls outside the purview of this discussion, but it is something to ponder about. Where is the meeting ground between the shareholders whose interests need to be taken care of, as well as that of the healthcare industry, which is trying very hard to cater to new diseases, to new ways of treating diseases, and where it is falling short because the existing pipeline is getting exhausted. There's patent expiration taking place at a very rapid pace, and even the drugs which are available right now have serious side effects, and the entire industry is struggling to find new drugs new methods of discovery which will enable them to fight the growing malaise and diseases which are growing by the pace all over the world due to lifestyle and with various other issues. Thanks very much. Stay in touch.